And we are live. So, okay, where did I leave off? Yeah, well, give me a second here. What is the deal with eternal life? What is the deal with eternal life? Hold on a second. Eternal legends. That's the question here. Here we go. All right. Okay, now I wasn't sure if that was getting through, but well, I guess we'll find out. Let me go ahead and do something real quick over here. Oh, you know what? I don't want to completely forget that dude was there. Okay. Kind of a stream of consciousness going on. Not willy nilly, though. I'll tell you about not willy nilly. It's actually kind of concise, because you gotta separate myth. You gotta separate, um, what I'm saying. You gotta distinguish between fantasy, myth, reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, even when it comes to, financial success, right? Um, in this book, because here's the thing, right? It's like there are incredible success stories for, um, you know, making money, um, today. Records have been set that have never been around before. Billions, people, trillionaires. You know what I'm saying? Millionaires, 100,000aires. Um, I mean, that's the thing, right? A penny saved is a penny earned, is what Franklin would say, Benjamin Franklin. Now, at the same time, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, but that's the thing, there's like little things that make a big difference, right? Like a penny saved is a penny earned, but you don't stop the parade to pick up a penny, okay? You're walking alone, you see a shiny object, you find that penny. It might be a lucky penny. It might be one of those 1 cent, worth whatever. It might just be a little sign to remind you to stop, take a moment. Um, but if you're in the middle of something big, right, where others around you will, be affected by it, don't stop that parade for the penny. You know what I'm saying? Um, so now, how does this relate to um, eternal life? Um, well, because again, you got kings and emperors, even legendary god figures like Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperors, enlightened despots. Hold on 1 second. I'll shoot this off to some people here real quick. Make sure the family is fed and everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, always a lot going on. Like I didn't have my microphone on a minute ago when I was saying that I had some great news in my family. Um, Crazy good news. So much so that I'm not going to share it with y'all because, I mean, what I'm saying? This is for my family only. You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 sec. Let me. Oh, there she goes. Hey, there she is. True love, baby. Um, yeah. So it's been really good. It's been really good. With the it's been really good with the with the family. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good news. And we live um, we live from legends. From real real. How do I put it? Right? Like
I mean, just because I got GTA boyfriends don't mean they don't. I mean,
oh.
I will. They know I'm in a
There she goes.
relationship. My profile says I have a picture.
Hey, darling.
Hi, babe.
Hey there.
Horrible. Not to me.
You want to
Are you
mute
on
your mic
break?
for me? Well, again, it's another, change of plans today, so we're just at the
What's
house
change
for
of
the moment.
plans? Oh, okay.
What happened? Yeah, I'm night shift too right now, so
Ah.
yeah. Let me go ahead and throw you some love real quick. Some respect, baby.
When I come back,
Boom. There you go. All right. Go ahead and mute your mic for me, okay, darling?
All right, boo.
All right. So coming back to the topic, right? It's like, let me. Well, okay. My own family's legacy. You know what I mean? My own family's eternal life was granted by a number of um, servers before us. Let me say that, right? And sometimes these servers are larger than life. They seem like they're only myth, or they're just just some kind of hearsay, but they're not. There are legends that were real. Miracles are real. Um, but you have to be open to it, of course. And sometimes you got to be still to receive it. You got to be able to allow it to come. Change is constant. Okay, dollars are stiff. All right. So what now? Okay. So now in this book here, um, Dean Graziosi, pretty interesting character, right? He talks about his success. He failed a whole bunch, right? Like me. You know what I'm saying? Just stumbling around like a baby. You know what I mean? Trying this, trying that. This didn't work, that didn't work. You know what I'm saying? His gym business, my ministry, my what was it? My gym, um, the various things that I've done, you know what I'm saying, that just didn't work out. Um, couldn't keep up, whatever you want to call it. So, that's the thing. You got to keep getting up. You know what I'm saying? You got to, again, the semantics of the situation. But he says basically that in chapter 8, he goes into, welcome in, he goes into how basically you, um, you must be selfless. Because that's how the success comes. And remember this, if you don't take anything else away from what I'm saying, selflessness and selffulness um, are not mutually exclusive. Sometimes we get in our heads about, oh, am I being selfish? Am I, being greedy? You know what I mean? Am I doing this and am I doing that? It's like, well, there's a lot of homeless people. Eckhart Tolle talks about, similar to what Graziosi says, like there's people who are, homeless or whatever, that have bigger egos, or, are, kind of possessed by distractions, however you want to frame it, um, in a way that, millionaires are not. Um, a lot of it is being present and allowing, the blessings of life to occur. Because again, it's like, as human beings, we may conceptualize too much. And in this moment, I'm going to return to what it means. Okay. Again, right, for myself, let me speak for myself here. I remember, even today, I'll tell you what, even today, there are times when it's like, I'm just like, you know what, it's too much for me. It is way too much. I can't, I just can't, I miss the family. There's way too many things in my life that I remember. It's always felt like a gift, but sometimes it feels like I don't want to remember everything. You know what I mean? Of course, but my point is, is that you focus, what you focus on grows. You know what I'm saying? So you don't focus on the failure. You focus on the lesson you take away from it. Right? You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, is what my mom would always tell me. Um, so for myself, right? What did I learn from my failed gym? Um, my gym, uh, my gym attempt, right? Well, one, you gotta your team. I'll tell you what, your team is important because you can't do, you can't build a business without a good team. Um, And if your team doesn't know how to communicate or isn't really clear about the priorities, you know what I'm saying, things can fall apart real quick, and nobody's got your dream. So, I mean, even though I had great people with me, um, I left the wrong person in charge, and that, was it was disappointing. It was very disappointing. And so that's the thing. So a lesson from my experience, and same thing with Dean over here, right? Dean talks about this. Again, your team is like, it's all about that. You know what I'm saying? Like in simple terms, it's about, like us. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the relationship. I mean, you might have heard before from various business seminars or, oh, hey, Stephen, okay. Welcome in, everybody. Um, you might have heard from different seminars or whatnot about how, like, shoot, where was I going? Um, your team, all right, it'll come back to me. But I was talking about my gym. I was talking about what happened, right? We had a great team. We had a great facility. One of my guys who was working on the project with me, he wanted to. I mean, he actually, he was a UFC fighter, and he wanted to incorporate Muhammad Ali's um, gym or personnel because he knew some people from Miami. It was in Miami where this was going on. Okay. And he knew some people that he wanted to incorporate into our team so that, I mean, again, you got a name like Muhammad Ali, that's going to leave an impact. People are, oh, I know that, recognition, you know what I'm saying? Um, so again, you gotta keep, learning. Let me take a pause real quick. Just grab me some water or something. Where did I put my water now? I'll be right back. Hold on. Bear with me. Don't go nowhere. I'm just grabbing some water. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Looks like we got a video over there. Okay. All right. So yeah, yeah. There's just so many things to cover, really. I mean, no better time to be alive than now. We we have, again, access to, the whole audience. You know what I'm saying? The world is watching today. Um, and you know, yeah, keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? Keep it G, baby. You know what I mean? It's like Yeah, coming back to my point, right? Okay, so we had the gym, things were looking good. Muhammad Ali trained there, and um, what happened? Well, yeah, I put the leadership in the wrong hands. The dude that should have been leading the thing, I was closer to, but it's hard to say for me what made me go with the other guy. Um, I think it was a sense of culture, um, because the guy that I wanted to be running the gym was he really, I mean, I couldn't speak. We connected on a much more like practical level. Like we had a lot of good times together, but the other dude, he kind of spoke a language that resonated about spirituality and, yeah, culture, that made me feel like, he could understand my vision. Um, and Yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong. My my practical relationship with someone who was, you know closer to home for me, I definitely should have gone with. He was a great guy. I'm still friends with him. I don't know where the other guy is. He's gone. I'm not looking for him, nor am I interested in seeing him. Um, oh, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Okay. So, salam alaikum, rahmatullahi barakatuh. So that's the thing. It's interesting. I mean, like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but again, we're living in a global community. Okay. And it's interesting, I mean, like for me, right? Like I have always been called a people person because I don't know. Again, the way I was raised, there's just different aspects about how, for me, I just always love hanging out, seeing the friends, what I'm saying, meeting new people and just, learning what I could. Um, I had the best parents anybody could ever ask for. Um, Now, the thing is, though, is that again, it's like, and I remember, this is the thing for me, I remember a lot of times, offering people opportunities to work or, like, and yeah, people will base their choices a lot of times on appearance. Okay. I mean, appearance means something in business, appearance means something in life, it means something, but don't get it twisted about the truth. um, because you know again, like undercover billionaire, what I'm saying, I don't know if y'all know, what's his name, Grant Cardone, or the show Undercover Billionaire, Undercover Boss. That's a TV show, but you'd be surprised at how real that message is. Welcome in, brother Aki, good to see you. Assalamu alaikum. um, Now, see, because that's the thing, right? I mean, why do they do that show? Because I think it speaks to the very core of human beings. We know, that our life has meaning, that we are not here for no reason. Okay. We know that there is something special about life itself, just being here now, just the fact that you made it to where you are. I mean? You didn't go through, you've gone through struggles, you've been through the trenches. I don't got to tell you, I'm just reminding you, right, that you're meant for something great. Okay. And that doesn't, again, have to meet my standards. But anyway, my point is, okay, so we had a great team. The people, I'm saying, wrong. The lesson that I took from that venture was you gotta leave the keys in the right hands. Okay. All right. You got to leave the keys in the right hands. Um, because again, I mean, here's another one. When I was driving out in DC, right? I was driving Uber, and I had someone look after one of my vehicles. Okay. And now this guy was doing all right. You know what I'm saying? He was doing pretty good, actually, in a lot of ways. He was covering his bases. You know what I'm saying? We were doing all right. I was happy. But one day, essentially, he crashes my car. Okay. And he tries to act like he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? He tries to make it like, he tries to run. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to be a grown, if you're not going to be mature in this situation, I mean, I don't need you in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's kind of like, I mean, this is not just, this ain't musical chairs over here. We playing for keeps. You know what I'm saying? Life ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, respect. You know what I'm saying? Coming back to my point, how do you live forever, right? You let go, right? Let God take the wheel. One part of it. Again, because that allows for the blessings and the miracles to come. Okay. Now that doesn't mean be naive, right? That doesn't mean you let go of the wheel while you're driving. You feel me? Because I'm telling you, man, that's what I'm saying. Here's another lesson, right? People out there, assalamu alaikum, brother. People out there, again, will hear something and get the totally wrong idea. You know what I'm saying? Let Jesus take the wheel, right? It's like, no. It's not literal, obviously. You'd be surprised. Somebody, thinking to themselves, oh, okay. Language, how you conduct yourself, how you speak, how you move. These, again, people be watching, right? People, again, especially in business, people aren't going to the shop to get shopped. People go into the shop to shop. You understand what I'm saying? They're coming there for an experience, right? They're coming there to be served, right? So you go there looking janky, looking like you just rolled out of bed, looking like, what I'm saying? Again, I'm not telling you got to be all geeked out and, you know, tooting your horn wherever you get the chance to. But it means that you got to keep things professional, know where you are, know where you are, I'm saying speak the language of where you are. Okay. Let me take a little drink here real quick. A little tip for the day, get some water. Stay hydrated, fam. All right. Yeah, it is a great book. I've been reading it for some time. Dean Graziosi, you've probably seen him on some ads, or if you're a fan of Tony Robbins, you may have heard of Dean Graziosi. He's been around for a long time, but that's the thing. I've learned a lot about, again, appearances and reality from this guy. He always struck me as silly, but not in a bad way, but I just kind of, there was always something about this dude that was tickling me. I was always like, he seemed a little goofy, a little bit, he's a grown man. I assumed he was a father. I found out when I was reading the book he was a father, but he seemed, he was a grown man and everything, and I felt like, I felt respect for him, but I guess, yeah, the kind of lighthearted appearance made me feel like I didn't, fully understand his message when I heard of him before. Same thing with Eckhart Tolle. He speaks of Eckhart in his book here, actually. I didn't know they knew each other. But that's the interesting thing. Again, appearances can be deceiving. Because there is, again, a reality, a divine reality that you may not be fully aware of yet. Inshallah, you receive it. But, it is all, it is the most compassionate, the most merciful, the most just, the most enduring. And yeah, I'm here to help you. You know, find your riches. I'm here to help you. Be um, be with your family wealthily. If that's a word. um, because that's the thing. I've had to duck out of situations. But let me get back to my thing. Um, how do you live? That's the thing, right? So let's keep it real simple with the Japanese company, the oldest company in the world, according to some. It might be the oldest company in the world, as I understand, and it is in the southern part of Japan, and it is a bathhouse, actually. Um, and now, why am I talking about this? Okay, so Cody Sanchez covered this story because essentially, you know, the same principles arise. Um, now, I mean, okay, let's see. How do you have a multi-century business? Because that's what this Japanese company is. I don't recall the name of it, but you can look it up. It's, oldest. Go ahead and type in oldest Japanese company, and it should come up. I could do that. Let me do that right now. Let me look it up for you. Hold on a second. Let me see. But while I'm doing that, I will tell you again, even in business, again, you got people who are trying to just do you sideways any given opportunity, right? Okay, like if your business isn't at that point where you can be given free trials out, I mean, well, let me come back to it. There's a tip. Like he says basically you got to give away everything, what I'm saying, before you start getting. Because again, it's kind of like, it's not just with business, it's with music, it's with a lot of different things. But you kind of got to again let go of your expectations of return in a sense, because but we're still being realistic, because again you do have people who are going to just be maxing out that free trial, coming back in with a different name. They're wearing a mask now. They've changed their gender. They're you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, sometimes people will remember that. They'll be like, well, I had that free trial and guess what, it changed my life. Now I play Metal Gear Solid every day with my son. Let me see. But regardless, again, my point is that you got to stay sharp, because you know, like there will be people who will just take advantage of the that grace that's afforded to them, and you just got to keep a tight ship, to the best of your abilities. You know what I'm saying? Now, how did this? Okay, so this eternal, like this legacy, right? Because that's kind of what I'm getting at here. The legacy of success, the legacy of immaculate service, top-notch service. The best possible, present for Christmas, for Ramadan. I'm saying for Hanukkah. Uh, for Nowruz. You know what I mean? How do you do that? Well, again, let's come back to the team here. Okay, the team. And again, once again, I'm not talking at you here. This, as you can see, we got a panel, so you are invited to jump up, and if you want to ask some questions or provide some insight, you're more than welcome to. We have a moderator as well, so um, it's all good. Now, okay, yeah. So the team, right? We're coming back to the team. In the world we live in, thank God, we can work with a global team, right? I mean, even right now, my lady, right? She's not with me. She's out there back home, but we're still together on the screen here. That's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Oh, we got Space Gladiator in here. All right. So the team, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like you got to use the tools that are available to you. I mean, again, it's like it's funny, for me because it's kind of like you don't want to like beat a dead horse. You don't want to just like say the same things over and over again, right? Because you hear these success stories and you hear the people talking about what they did to get that money, to publish that book, to become this figure, right? And I was saying that uh, I started off with it doesn't have to be religious because it doesn't, right? But I will, I got to touch on it a little bit because we got. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna say this with respect, but you got corporations that are kind of like acting like religion too. You know what I'm saying? Again, I mean, there's that saying, about starting a religion to make money. Um, it's interesting. But go back to the beginning, right? Jesus. You got Jesus, right, as a figure of salvation, of success, right? Because you don't get stuck on the cross, right? That's just a moment. That's not, what I'm saying? That's not who you think it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not always like, again, what it appears, okay? Um, and the legacy, again, will never die, right? I mean, like, the story provides a example of, conquering the grave, conquering the most dire of circumstances. Um, so what did he tell you about success, right? About finding salvation, um, finding your, uh-oh, finding your place in all of it. He said, um, "You don't cast pearls before swine, but you also cast your bread upon the waters. You gotta plant seeds, right? Um, when you plant those seeds, again, pay attention, learn. You know what I'm saying? You got the three servants, right? You got the king leaving the three servants with portions of seeds, right? One buried the seeds, one um, basically sold the seeds to compound it. I might be misremembering that at the moment, but you got the one that, what I'm saying, um, you got the, and you got the one that just ate them or whatever it was. And different results, right? He said, it's not just about, the blessing. It's about, having a blessing for others. You know what I'm saying? Like multiply the blessing. You know what I'm saying? And again, it comes back to that self-fullness, right? Because it's not wrong to be successful, to be rich, to be wealthy, to, you know, be a global icon of, whatever you want to call it, success, change, inspiration, you know what I'm saying? Warren Buffett, whatever that, whatever resonates with you. But you will have people who are stuck in a narrative, right? They think, oh, okay, well, because, you know, they'll look at you and they might say, um, oh, well, what does this say about me? And in that situation, and here's the thing, let me pause real quick. As much as it might sound crazy, you got to hear me out here, okay? That is not the actual person that is having that narrative. That's the ego. Okay. The ego compares, right? The ego is like in this situation where it's like, um, you know, it's fixated. It deals with fixation. Okay. The real person can acknowledge the success. Oopsie. The real person can appreciate the success. Actually, they can acknowledge it. They say, "Oh wow," you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's this is a real life, and you don't just you know what I'm saying. You don't just manifest from absolute nothing. You know what I'm saying? You come from something, and you can do something with that something to find success. Okay. I'm gonna take another breather here. So appreciate you being here, especially my love, my true love over here. Um, but just go ahead and take a break, take a breather, get yourself a drink if you don't got one already. I'm gonna play some music in the background, and I'll be right back. Okay, looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I just reactivated this account, so bear with me. Maybe it's a good time to just let this be enough. Yeah, I think I'm going to settle on that. Well, once again, thanks so much for being here. If you learned something, please, you know what I'm saying, tap that screen and, share this where you can. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Peace.